Hello and welcome back to NoBS. Today we return to talking about professional sports leagues protesting and or boycotting and striking their own games. That's right. We previously talked about this in another video when a few of the games were canceled last week due to this social unrest currently happening near Kenosha, Wisconsin. That, of course, was a result of an arrest gone wrong that shouldn't have made national news, nor should it have been race-baited. But regardless, that's the world we live in 2020. This year is an election year, of course, so that brings with it many controversies. People want to win the election, and Democrats have pretty much lost their mind since they lost last time in 2016. That's why they're pulling out all the stops this year and going all out with all this race baiting, rioting, tearing down of the country, and also taking over of professional sports. That brings us to today's topic. Today, the NBA players have been canceling their games, which started last Wednesday when they refused to perform at their playoff games. This is really interesting and lame and kind of boring too. It's like, don't we want to play sports? Don't those guys want to perform and put on a show for the audience? I mean, come on. This is something that's supposed to be used to distract us from all this bad stuff, but instead, the NBA is allowing itself to get engulfed and to get absorbed by this whole propaganda machine. In fact, the NBA has been pretty biased and terrible for a long time. Ever since last year, they got called out for supporting a Far East Middle Kingdom nation who's very communist and left-wing too. That's right. The NBA first started supporting the Far East, and now they're against America, saying this is like the worst place ever and so racist and stuff, which makes no sense. And quite frankly, they don't have to stay here. They're all very rich. They're all very accomplished and can have careers in other countries if they really wanted to. But the fact of the matter is, we're still the best, and they know it, and that's why they won't leave. But that's besides the point. Today, we're going to talk about a video from a certain sports reporter named Stephen A. Smith, who seems to be really happy about the NBA players protesting and not playing, which is just really weird to me. I don't know why any person involved in sports would be cool about this. This is like taking away from their job. This is taking away from the public. And it just looks really embarrassing to me too. But that's really what we're dealing with today. We're going to look at a video. As you can see from this tweet here, Stephen Smith says, so proud of the NBA players. Proud of what, though? I mean, I don't really get why this is so cool. Like, they're refusing to work. That's not really something to be proud of. I mean, there's some instances where a strike could be warranted, but this is certainly not one of them. First of all, the arrest gone wrong was totally, almost completely at the fault of the criminal being arrested. He fought with the cops. He was tasered. He walked away, tried to get in a car, run away, reach for a weapon. He did everything wrong. So the fact that the NBA wants to defend that shows that they're willing to defend criminals. And I'm actually kind of curious what they think about resisting arrest, because it appears the way they protest and support all these people that have resisted arrest this year. I mean, every case that they talk about was a criminal resisting arrest and resulting in a bad thing happening to them. This happened in Minneapolis, Atlanta, and now Kenosha, Wisconsin. These are the three big events from this year. And every time it's a criminal resisting arrest, and the NBA supports them, which is really lame and messed up. But before we get too far into it, let's go ahead and see what this reporter has to say. He's trying to get woke with it too.
Proud of the NBA players. Can't say enough. This is what it's all about. Sacrifice, because that's what they'll be doing. You know that the network's going to lose money. So as a result, the league is going to lose money. As a result, the owners are going to lose money. As a result, they're going to make sure the players lose money. It don't matter. That's what the players boycotting these games. That's what they're saying. It doesn't matter because there are things that are more important than money. People is more important than money.
Okay, he's trying to act like this is a support of black people, I guess. But I'm not really seeing it, and I'm not really seeing these NBA players as heroes. I see them as wannabe woke activists. I see them as babies kind of crying about something they know nothing about. And yeah, okay, they're going to lose some money. These guys are all millionaires. Like, these guys are super rich. They might lose 1 million, but they already have 20 in their bank account, and they're already still going to make 10 this year. I mean, they're not really sacrificing much. They're not really doing anything heroic or respectful. In fact, I would say it's rather disrespectful and silly, and it's not helping the black community at all. In fact, it's counterproductive. I mean, like we said before, they're supporting criminals. They're supporting bad activity. They're supporting people like George Floyd, who was really messed up whenever he got arrested. The body cam footage showed him being totally crazy on all kinds of narcotics and stuff like that. So they're supporting these criminals, these lifetime criminals, like the person in the Atlanta situation. This guy wrestled with the cops. He grabbed one of their weapons, tried to point it at the cops. I mean, this is a bad person who fell asleep in the drive-through lane at a Wendy's. And he also was just released from jail because of the pandemic. I mean, this guy is not to be respected. This is the same kind of situation with Kenosha, Wisconsin. In Kenosha, the guy was wanted for all kinds of crimes, including some kind of assault crime, some kind of very bad things he did to young women. And in addition, like we said before, he fought with the cops. He got tasered, walked away, tried to get into a 4,000-pound car. That's a weapon. He also tried to get it a weapon that was under the floorboards of his seat. There was a weapon found underneath his seat and all kinds of stuff. And this is who the NBA defends. This is who this reporter is trying to give props to. It's just a really bad look. And it goes to show that this is the actual problem with this community. If your heroes are people like this, that's why you're having issues, and that's why it keeps happening over and over. But in actuality, before we continue the video, this is making their community worse. This is encouraging more people to go out and resist arrest and do this and get themselves hurt because, oh, that'll make them go on the TV and all the NBA players are going to wear shirts with their name on it. It's going to make it happen more. But at the same time, let's also keep in mind, 3 events like this in a year in a country with 330 million people, that's not that much. That's not a really significant issue. If police brutality was really bad, it would happen every day. We would see videos of it happening to people that weren't resisting arrest and fighting cops. It would happen to innocent people, not people that practically deserved it. I mean, are the cops not supposed to defend themselves? Are they not supposed to protect their neighborhoods? I don't know what these guys are thinking.
That's what they're saying. It's that kind of sacrifice that we're talking about. My man Joe Madison, the Black Eagle on Sirius XM Urban View Radio, always says that it's about sacrifice. Anytime you protest and every time you take in a stance, it's about a sacrifice. And that's exactly what these players are doing. I didn't like it when I first heard the Milwaukee Bucks were doing it. I said, well, excuse me, where's the Orlando Magic? Where's all the other teams that's going to be playing today? Because I thought it would have been a mistake for any team to stand alone.
It is a mistake. It's still a mistake. And the fact that you still think this is a sacrifice is pathetic. I mean, these guys are not sacrificing much. They're trying to get more attention. And in addition, I think what people are overlooking is the NBA ratings were tanking. Like no one was watching anymore. And I think a lot of this is trying to get attention and also just them giving up on the season. They're like, screw it. It's a half season anyway. No one's watching. No one cares. People are laughing at us. Let's just end the season. I think a lot of people just want it to be over with. And this is their out. This is their excuse. They're using this as a reason to end the season when really they have other reasons. They don't care. They already got paid. This is a wash. I mean, even if you win the championship this year, it's going to be with a huge asterisk. It's not going to be a proper championship, even if they win. So this is why they're really doing it. They're just trying to end the season and they just want to call it off because they're lazy and they want to wait until next year.
But standing together, that is saying something. That is what this is about. You want to really, really provoke change, you make stuff happen. Owners contribute to politicians and the political apparatus that exists in this country. Owners, league officials, commissioners, they all do. They're connected to these politicians. They can influence legislation on the local, state, and federal level.
What are politicians and legislation going to do to fix this problem? I mean, I think the problem with this guy in the NBA is they're obviously addressing the wrong problem. I think they have some kind of idea that the cops are the problem, that everyone is racist against them. They have a kind of paranoia about them. But in truth, the cops are helping. They're trying to save people. They're trying to protect the neighborhoods. And the real problem is the communities. The real problem is these criminals resisting arrest, fighting cops, and then getting themselves into sometimes fatal situations. And then on top of that, the other problem is the community supporting them and saying they're heroes and martyrs now and painting their pictures on walls like they're Jesus Christ or something. That's another problem. And going back to the incident and these people, it's the parents' problem. They're not raising their kids right. I got a lot of flack for saying this about the victim in Kenosha, but the parents pop up after their kids get arrested in order to collect money. That's the only time you see these parents actually acting like they care. They get on camera and cry after the fact. But the fact of the matter is they should be raising their kids better before they get arrested, before they commit lots of crimes, before they do many, many bad things like drugs and get weapons and hurt people and assault young women and things like that. Like, that's when you really need to step in and be a good parent and raise them right and tell them, hey, don't resist arrest. Just comply. If someone tries to arrest you, you'll be better off. You won't get hurt. You might even get off in court. Like, it's not that hard to raise the kids better, but that's not being addressed at all.
To make real change take place. But that's step 2. Step 1 is something like this. Made me nervous when I first heard just one team. I said, something ain't right about that picture. But the fact that everybody's standing up together, that's a different ball game. That's what it's going to take for real change to take place.
I don't even know what he wants to change. This guy is not being specific at all. He's just being like overly dramatic, like speaking with a lot of emphasis and like dramatic, and this is going to imply change. And, you know, it doesn't really mean anything though. And he's not really addressing the actual issues. He's just saying I think he's also trying to justify him changing his stance. Like, I think at first he obviously was against the first team, the Bucks, protesting their game. But now that everyone's doing it, he needs to get on board too. And he's trying to comply with this whole woke BLM thing that's going on. And yeah, I think it's him trying to justify his flip-flop, really. That about wraps things up. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you comment your thoughts on everything below. Also hit the like button to get this thing shared. Subscribe if you're new, and hit the bell for notifications too. Until next time, have a great day.